Welcome to the Fat Cats Rugby Podcast, bringing you candid rugby conversations, great interviews and insights into Ugandan rugby, and a touch of rugby in Africa and the world over. Fat Cats Rugby Podcast is a product of Fat Cats Media brand for all your audio-visual content needs and equipment hire. Hope you enjoy this episode. And then there were 6 marathon of circuits. When we were on day 1 at the Stone City Sevens, you would not think we'd be at this point now, but a couple of weeks later, a few breaks in between and a lot of drama, we are remaining with one of the 7 circuits to go the finale that will be in Kyabazinga. However, we have so far gone through 6 circuits, the previous weekend being the Mileke Border 7 circuits or the Tororo 7s, which was also, like all the circuits that have happened this year, been very, very intentional in its entertainment and in everything that has happened. But anyway, welcome to the Fat Cats Rugby Podcast. Ruben Kihumuro is the name, and here with Bruno Akampa. Bruno Akampa has been a bit MIA. Traveling the world, back in his South Africa jersey, probably waiting for the World Cup. Bruno, how are you? How are you feeling about South Africa's chances in the World Cup?
Siya Kolisi is back.
Siya
Kolisi is back. Our forwards are doing the business. Waiting for this test against the All Blacks. It will be our time to collect as well. I believe the Springboks are way better and ready for the World Cup.
Yeah, and as we are here enjoying our Nile special and water for the players who are still trying to keep fit, I'm sure they'll join us in the celebrations after the Kyabazinga Sevens. But wherever you're watching from, I hope that you're also getting yourself maybe a 6-pack and just enjoying. In our midst today, we do have a number of distinguished people from several clubs. I think I will go direct to Emily Lekuru. Why? Because you've now entered a distinguished class of guests of ours that have been here more than once. Emily, how have you been ever since we ideally met last time, had a conversation about how you got into rugby and education? I remember at that time you're not even graduated, but now you're on a different star level. Mm-hmm. First, tell us, what have you been up to?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Emily Lekuru, Club Captain Black Pals. This is my second time being here, but I remember the last time I was here, I told Ruben that I was in my final year, and indeed I graduated. Right now I'm working with Rugby Tackling Life as an accountant. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And I think I'll go with the ladies first. Then they say ladies first. From the Avengers in Entebbe, the beautiful city of Entebbe. Bruno, I always tell people that, man, when I've made that amount of money that I pray for, I want to live in Entebbe, man. That is the place where you can enjoy your money properly. Right. So I want to introduce, or let her introduce herself. Faith Namugga of the 15s International, but in a way she has played, if I'm not mistaken, all the 7 circuits. And I ask myself, the way forwards don't like 7s. We're going to find out what her secret is about why she wants to play 7s.
But even at some point she has played 7s for the national team.
Hey, okay, let her tell us more. Faith, Webari, what's up?
I'm by name Namugga Faith, the Beast. I call myself the Beast.
The Beast?
Yes.
Why?
Club. Okay, that name came when I'm playing Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
Zimbabwe, it was 2021. When we played, I was MVP. So I think I was just new to Twitter. So I came up with, is it called Dr. Chizab? I think he watched the game. So, and he was like, hey, we have beasts in Uganda. So then I just came to name myself the Beast. So that's how I got that name,
Okay.
the Beast. Yeah.
You are still telling us about your rank in Avengers. What position do you hold?
Oh, I'm a club captain.
Club captain.
Yes, for Avengers.
Okay.
And aside, I do coach. I coach my teammates. And
So you're player coach as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is very. I'm just trying to imagine how your week is basically like. You have the responsibilities of being the captain. You have to keep your own training. Then again, you have to prepare what you're going to train people. How do you even balance that?
It's because it's at heart.
It's at heart.
Yeah, I love rugby a lot.
Okay.
And still I play rugby league.
You play rugby league.
Yes.
Where do they play rugby league from in Uganda?
In Uganda, the place is called Akrite.
Akrite.
Yes.
There are like a lot of people that play rugby league in Uganda.
Yes, we play.
Really?
Yeah.
For those that are not familiar with rugby league is a different variation of rugby, of world rugby, or rugby football, as I should call it. The one we play mostly in Uganda is called Rugby Union. But then there is also rugby league. You can scroll through some of our posts on Twitter. We did have a bit of a breakdown about it, but it has a few different dynamics in the way you tackle, in the way the number of players on the pitch. So, but it's also a very interesting one, more of the emphasis on the skill set. That's one thing I really like about it. But we'll talk about rugby league later. Mr. Daniel Katerega, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm called Katerega Daniel, aka DK9, Vice Captain, Toyota Buffaloes. It's my first time to be here, and I'm happy. Hope they'll be hosting me more and more.
Yeah. DK9, I'm going to ask you to just maybe push up a little bit or speak a bit louder so that you can make sure that your fans and everyone that follows Buffaloes hears you very well. But tell us what you think about Buffaloes in the Nile Special Sevens this year. We have seen circuits where you guys have been on fire. You silenced the Kings Park crowd by beating the hosts. So many cross kicks from Liam, and then there are times when you come and it's like, the day before, what the breakfast. What's up? What's going on?
The boys, some circuits we come when we really want to finish on the high notes, and maybe sometime according to me, I think we are lacking some of the experienced players like to lead us into the game. Some games we come, we are like this one we really want it, and some games I don't know really what happens to our boys. Like we shocked Pirates last time at Kings Park. I assured my friend here Bruno that we are going to beat you, and it happened. And my friend here Emily, I told her we are going to beat you. Because we had to leave the group, which was very hard for us. We lost to Stallions the first game. The first games they're always not easy.
The first games of the
day. Of the day. To every team, not only Buffaloes. So if you're not steady, any team can shock you. So we came undermining the Stallion side. They managed to beat us. So we have to put on our big boys' panties. We go put our show on Pirates. Because Buffalo is a big club, we cannot fail to leave the group stages.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. But Bruno, man, this sevens, seven has had Katemba from people complaining about some trophies, from others calling people's trophies Tampecos, to referees, of course, never miss in the mix. There's always jazz for rugby fans. Over they're entitled, over just they don't have what to do. There are times when they just want to argue. But now, again, this weekend, after Walukuba doing the thing, by the way, congratulations to Walukuba Rugby Club, the Barbarians, and the good work of Coach Leonard Lubambula for bringing the biggest shocker. We were all focused on the Tororo Crest that we are going to talk about a little bit. And Walukuba was just making its strides, beating one, beating two. Before we know it, hey, Walukuba is in the final. Walukuba is beating Pirates, and they win their first ever trophy.
After beating events. But you also realize, I think, complaints can never leave rugby. Right from international to local, even in clubs. Right now, international, you see the bans coming in. I see an English player who has been taken back to the tackling school and then get a ban of 2 matches. If he doesn't want to go back to the tackling school, then he suffers 3-match ban. So, and the fans are all over Twitter, the English fans complaining, even after the Irish pardon as well. So the complaints will always be there. I mean, I can remember almost every complaint for every circuit. And every shocker. The shocker in Toro was Eden's not making out of the group stages. Kings Park was the trophy.
And you guys lied.
I wasn't part of the organizing committee. I'll give myself an excuse. Then, which circuit again? Any other circuit? Kitugum was Pirates being on fire, eliminating Cobs, and then taking the trophy in a row. And now the shocker was if Pirates had come now for sweep, because they were looking fine after taking the second trophy in a row. That was the shocker. Then Chadondo, the shocker was a 40 Caesar will hate me, man. A 40-point show by Cobs on Heathens. No, by Heathens on Cobs. The other way around. And then also Cobs suffering in the quarters against Pirates 17-0-0. And they suffered the same in quarters in Tororo 19-0-0. Big shocker. But the biggest shocker in Tororo being the Toro Crests. Jesus Christ. Now, here is the story of I was still driving. I was still on the way to Tororo when they played Heathens. And now guys were calling, getting updates on Twitter. That you guys, there is a team here. We don't know what is happening, but Heathens are suffering. They are not breathing. It was that morning match. And I thought, maybe it's just first games of the day. Like, you remember how a full Impy squad suffered against Rams. First game of the day at Kings Park. Then Buffalo suffering against Stallions. I was like, maybe it's one of those games. Then we are approaching Toro, and there's that complaint that there is a team in Toro which is full of Kenyans. And now reaching the second game that I watched was Toro Crests against Hippos. And now Hippos were putting up a show in the first half, but the boys came back to eliminate them as well. I was like, this will be a long day. A festival side, like they called it, but I still believe it was a reality check on our clubs. I still believe the reason Pirates lost on the finals was because they had overworked against the Crests in the semi. Because beating those guys needed physique. The physique that our Pirates boys put up and was rare in any of the Sevens encounters in the past few years. But all is well. Toro to me was, I don't know what other players who played might have to say, but it was a beautiful, beautiful circuit. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to get into what the players think. But like we were saying, the weekend has been full of a lot of interesting things. After Walukuba won, the excitement that was going around, many people congratulating. And there was a guy also on social media that pledged 500K. And up to now, guys are asking if there was a delivery. Walukuba is not confirming. The captain is also not confirming. I've forgotten his name. It's skipping my mind. Kawanda. You also say, Banang, where is that man? Even quoted that tweet like, guys. Twagala sente. So you're wondering, man, this it comes usually from the pledges. When you pledge a lot of money for some guy's wedding, and then reality checks in, and you even stop picking up the guy's calls. So the guy has not delivered. There is also that. Then of course, there never fails to be subs from the weekend.
Fly.
They say that people were seen with people's people on the weekend, but that is where it stopped. So rugby people mchusemu. Anyway, aside from all that chaos, I think I'll start with you.
Yes.
Banangi, what are you guys going to do about Avengers? I mean, about Black Pearls. Black Pearls, so far the scorecard in between Avengers and Black Pearls is 4-1. And I think I was very happy when Avengers won, not because I have any issue with the Black Pearls. I really love the rugby they play. But I'm a big fan of competition, of proper competition across the board, because I think it's good for the fans. It brings in more sponsors. Banangi, what can we do? Because I even watched now, like this last final. The margins of quality are not so big compared to, let's say, if you're doing Black Pearls and the rest of the chasing group. You guys are almost close, if not even at the same level, but just execution. What do you have to say about their dominance, and what do you think Avengers is doing to try and curb it?
Okay, about that, as Avengers, because most times we level ourselves to them, because the way they have speed, we have speed too. But I think on our side that we sometimes lack, when we reach on finals, sometimes we lack self-confidence. Like you find someone giving an opportunity to Emily to go and score,
Abana babera ku pressure.
Yeah, but some, because we have some young upcoming, whereby she cannot when she hear the name Emily, she's like, oh.
Ekatenti awe mujiramu mwe ba senior nemugamba oyo Emily zanya naye ku national team akuba ne no call.
Yeah, however much you say, however much you tell the kid that it is like this and this. That's why I force myself to play sevens. That I try to run just to make these young ones that if I can play, that means you can do it.
Okay.
It is just the heart. If you love it, then you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's cooking in Avengers? First tell us, Tishe Mufumba, chiri wow that we should expect in the future. The way we are seeing Black Pearls have so many things going on. Well, you guys be hiding there in Entebbe, enjoying the beach. What is happening with you guys and maybe your brothers? Are they helping you, the Mongas and everything?
Oh, the Mongas. For now, we don't have sponsors. We have like personal people are helping us. Yeah, and I thank them, and I think they just keep on supporting us. Yeah, I don't think Mongas, we are not together with Mongas.
Oh.
Yes.
Don't you guys share the same ground? Don't you have like...
No, we don't share the same ground.
Where are you hosting your games from now?
Of course, we host in Busambaga on Mongas Beach, but it's not our training ground.
Where do you train from?
From... no, near Entebbe Beach.
The other one, the other Kataka pitch. Also, if you played on that pitch.
But nowadays it's not Kataka.
The grass came back.
Yes.
That means rugby players. Rugby players were the problem. But now, guys, if you played on that Kataka pitch, the meetings for when your wedding will be soon. Please register with the fat cats. So anyway. What are the challenges you guys are facing in Avengers? We would really like to know more about what's happening there. Last week we had a lady from the Thunderbirds. She was very honest about so many things. Very interesting stories about her and her mother. But what's happening with you guys? Is everything okay? What do you think can be done better?
As in to perform?
Just even welfare. How to make the girls feel comfortable, and also maybe to bring in more girls.
Maybe on that, it's really hard. However much you say many words to support the women, still it comes a bit little, and that little kizibu nnyo cause most times fe abaana baffe okuba transport like for training okujja ku training. Sometimes we look for a lot of efforts okubala nti no tubawa transport. Even traveling, sometimes it's a bit hard for us.
Away games.
Yeah, away games. But at least tulaba nti no tukola ki, we make it and deliver the result, though sometimes results zigana because abaana abasinga bamu they have some problems at home, ajja already alina problems ewaka, so nga you can't do the same thing okumukwasaganya ekiri ewaka newa kisaawe ate nga already us we have a problem of that we don't have money.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, you've had it. But before we continue going further into our conversation, of course, we are always here at the Fred and Winnie B&B, the home of the Fat Cats Rugby Podcast, why you should be here because it's August and it's summer somewhere. But also here, take some time and just have a relaxing experience, 10 bedrooms, a chef to cater to your every meal, and a lot more. We have talked about this, I think, for many of you guys, the song. So just let them know that a Fat Cat has sent you, and you'll get amazing discounts. The numbers will be running, and for those that are listening on the audio, you can always check our social media, you can always DM us, or you can always just check in the details. We shall have all the numbers displayed there for you, but check it out, and you do not have to really go very far. For those that have people coming into the country and you still want them to tour around Kampala, around Uganda, that can be arranged once it is just organized prior. So check out the Fred and Winnie B&B, a lot that is in store with them. Yeah, so Daniel.
Yes.
Togede ku Buffaloes. Netwagala tumanye gwe rugby wo yatandikira wa nze nakulabako ng'oli yanga naye kati mangam wengenda kasaawe kano Daniel ayinza okunswaza omugezi agenda kubala n'agula Nile special n'awagira so kuŋŋambe ki ekigenda maaso. How did you start playing rugby and up to the point where you are now?
Thank you for the opportunity. I started my rugby at Makerere grounds, the graveyard. Actually, I was into rugby, but there's this lady who came to me. I was just seated aside the other stairs. She's called Dot Nekesa. She was like, man, you guys, you're seated there. Why don't you come and join rugby? There's this sport called rugby. It's so good. And you can get a lot of opportunities. So she introduced me to rugby. As I kept on playing, there's Caesar of Cobbs. I think by then he was the team manager at Impis.
He tried to recruit you.
Yes.
Caesar is recruiting people.
The guy has been a scout ever since I knew him at university. He'd even come to halls. He would come to Nkuruma looking for big guys. And we want big guys to train and they become Impis players. Get a mass.
So I was a water boy. I remember Katuntu, who's a coach at Impis right now. He was also a player. So I was a water boy. I used to move around with Impis to those games. I would like to travel to see what happens there. Okay. So it kept me inside the sport. By then, there was a center called Tag Rugby Center, Makerere Center. There were so many centers around Kampala. So we used to go for competition at Shadondo. I played so well there. My first tournament, I met a lady who was called Christine Chizito, who is in the UK right now. She called me aside and she was like, I want you to come and start playing from Shadondo. There's a program I want you to go through. It's called Chadondo Totals. So she put me in the program, Chadondo Totals. So she started giving me transport from Makerere to Chadondo whenever I go for training. So I look into it. It was really a good opportunity for me. It was a step. I joined Chadondo Totals where I made the likes of 2K Aaron, Mao Combo Scoot, okay, Daniel, who's at Heathens right now, Ochani Emma, Kalema Stephen. So I joined, I was part of the program. We had a tour in 2015 to UK. We were invited in the UK there. We went, we played that tournament, which was called Tour Aid. But since that time, I was like, man, Chadondo is now my home. This is the place I should be. From Chadondo Totos to Tigers, there was a program for you to go play for the big teams. You have to go through the process. I joined Tigers. From Tigers, Stallions. From Stallions to Buffaloes, right where I am right now.
Ngava is captain.
Ngava is captain.
The playmaker.
Playmaker.
That's quite some interesting
Yeah.
story. Just that of recent, you had an injury. I think you sat out Chadondo Sevens
Yeah, I got an injury from Tororo.
from Tororo. Oh no, Toro.
Toro, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Toro.
yeah.
So I thought I'd go through with it, but physio told me no, don't risk because you might get a permanent injury from there.
Naye nakulabye kati etororo ate ngozanya.
Tororo, okay, they put me on the team because right now in the camp we are suffering of very many players getting injured. The key players like the likes of Agani Solomon.
And some to the national team.
Yeah, 2K is out. Udiambo also got injured. So I traveled to Toro as a coach because our coaches were engaged in some ways there, which I don't know which is technical. So they put me there as a coach. I traveled as a coach, but when I reached there, I'm seeing the team. Udiambo is out. I was like, now I have to play. At least the Challenge Cup, you have to take it.
Yeah, and I think because you guys had group, you suffered and couldn't make it out of the group stages, but regrouping on day 2, I saw you guys played well in the Challenge Cup, and it was beautiful to see.
Yeah, sure. Our group was quite tight. As you know, it's not easy. Any team can shock you at any time. We didn't know about the Crest guys, those guys from Kenya. Actually, when you are reading the group, the fixtures, were like, at least this invitation, we have to do what? We have to beat
Kanokashua Cafe.
Kanokashua Cafe. Reaching there, things turned the other way around. And Drums shocking us the first game. It was hard for the team. But we managed to go hard. The challengers.
Yeah, that's how interesting Sevens rugby can be, and especially for this season. Now, while you guys were probably there saying, you know what, kanoka team kanonka nkeulira, I'm sure they're also there, man. Team win. So now you think, what is God deciding? Do you see how hard God's job can be? But anyway, one thing I want to ask before I let you first leave you for a bit is, what's that one thing that you have experienced or gotten from rugby that makes you feel happy?
Rugby is there's I have what I call social capital.
Okay.
I meet a lot of people outside there, and I always tell myself, Philip Pokrach told me, you're a good player, but you won't go far if you don't have discipline. So discipline is key. And because of that, I managed to get a scholarship at Victoria University where I'm studying right now.
That's great.
So I'm seeing that is an opportunity for me.
Okay.
To keep myself in that sport and to love it more.
Okay. Now that you've brought up something interesting, let me first ask you another, man. How is Victoria University? How is life there? Are there like nice looking adults? How is it also helping you with your sport even more? Because I have seen in some of the updates that the Uganda Rugby Union has released that they're going to be hosting one of the University Sevens. So just tell us a little more about life at Victoria University and the sport around it.
At Victoria University, everything is free. You're free to share. You're free to share your. How should I call it? Okay, everything is free. Experience.
Yes.
You are exposed there. You can expose yourself there. No limits at anything. And Victoria University is not letting me it's not stopping me from playing the game.
Okay.
Because even this coming weekend, we are having games at UCU, and we are looking forward to win the first circuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So now, when you're playing for Victoria University and yet you have Buffalo's responsibilities, what's supposed to be the first priority?
The first priority should be Victoria University because we have another chat with the management Toyota at Buffalo's. School first, because you can get an injury here when you're playing, but school will take you more.
Okay.
Because like my sister here, Emily, she has graduated, which is good. So rugby, you cannot feed on rugby only because there's nothing much we get from rugby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You talked about you can get injuries from rugby. Then I thought about, I know some people that got injured while reading, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, Emily. So, the Black Pearls, what are you guys doing? Of course, we have seen you guys win and yoga dance afterwards. I still think that there should be a new rendition of the dance so that you have like a different variation to focus on. But in the absence, actually, before we go to that absence thing, I just want to ask this. I'm sure you've been on social media seeing what's been going on with two England players, Owen Farrell and Billy Vunipola, and their bans due to some, I should call them dangerous tackles. You were recently banned as well for 6 games for a very big boy tackle. I didn't know you had that in you, but well done, although it was dangerous. Just fine-tune it to be more aggressive and within the laws of safety. How did that make you feel to really be off, not contributing to the team, and then coming back? How was that feeling?
Actually, during the Thunderbirds game, I don't know, but I was really psyched up for the game. Well, like, we have to win this and we have to beat them on 0. I really didn't intend to do the tackle, but I don't know where I got the energy. So the ban really treated me so bad because seeing my teammates playing and for you outside, I really felt bad. So I was like, besides that, I really have to work hard and come back for the Tororo circuit. So though the ban also actually helped me because I remember the warm-up side of Toro, the pitch wasn't really good. I got an ankle injury. So within that period of the ban, I was working on recovering on my injury, as well as putting in personal hard work to come back strong in the Tororo circuit. Okay,
that's good. Bruno, I just want to understand. We have so far seen 6 circuits in the Nile Special Sevens. What has really stood out for you? We have been asking fans on social media, and as well we have been going around just trying to interview a couple of them, asking them about the experience. Many have said Chadondo Sevens was their best circuit. They were saying organization was good and everything. There were mentions, of course, for a couple of other circuits. Someone said Rujumba was great, apart from the end of the trophy. But tell us, for you, from what you've seen so far, we have, of course, one more Kyabazinga in about 2 weeks. But what has really stood out for you?
I remember the podcast before the start of the sevens. I mentioned how I was really eager to see how it turns out, especially up-country circuits. It was the first time we were doing 2-day circuits throughout. I really wanted to know how. I wanted to see how it comes out, especially when it comes to performance and also the arrangement and organization. But I would say my best standout has been how clubs have responded better to the 2-day circuits, even when they are as far as Kitugum. Because, man, 1-day circuits used to be hard. I mean, you're traveling on Friday, you are playing the whole of Saturday, group games starting at 7, up to the final, and then it's just hard. I mean, sevens players are a bit fit and fast, but by the time you reach the final, you've really felt it. So I believe it was a breather for most players, and it turned out well. But I would also for these 6 circuits, I would applaud the guys that won the bids to organize the circuits. I feel like every other circuit is way better than the previous circuits. I mean, Kings Park, Rujumba Sevens was way better than any other Rujumba Sevens. Despite any other flow that can affect, Chadondo Sevens was also way better arranged, and you also like the fact that organizers have appreciated the thing of marketing. I can tell you I've made, especially for these central circuits, starting with the Stone City, Chadondo Sevens, and then the Rujumba Sevens, I've found people that I know from outside rugby. And they're like, man, for us, we've come because we've seen everywhere the circuit, it's the plot of town. So I would applaud that as well. Still for me, I was so happy with the organization of the Tororo Sevens, the Mileke Border Sevens in Tororo. It was just fantastic. From plus Kitugum. And the other thing again that we would appreciate is how people that are organizing upcountry circuits are always available in case of anything. Whether you want accommodation, whether you want maybe a place where to party around, or any tourist attraction thing that they can explore as Ugandans. It's just a blend of many things that makes it beautiful, and to me, this is beautiful, and I believe Bugembe is going to be as well beautiful because it's the second time. The previous one was really good. We believe this other version will also be better.
Yeah, okay. So, Faith, just looking at the standings with one circuit to go, I'm sure this is when they say that the math has to math. Calculators have to come out. What do you think that you guys can cause an upset in Bugembe? Or have you already handed in the towel?
No, we can't give up like that. Because if you lose the weekend, of course you have to go back, do homework, what you have done wrong. Just organize yourself and come back.
Okay, I think from what I'm looking at from the standings, Black Pearls having 124 points, Avengers having 118, and Thunderbirds 102. That one mathematically it's not possible, I think, and Nile Rapids as well with 92. But you guys are just, if my math is correct, 6 points behind. Is there anything you have to do in particular to make sure they don't get the overall series, or is it done and dusted? And answer this while knowing that Emily is giggling there.
For the overall, I don't think so. I don't think that we shall take the overall. But what I can say is, this last circuit, we shall make sure that we deliver the good results, so that we take the trophy.
Okay. But besides all that, what do you think you guys have learned from these sevens? Having played all the circuits, having played 2 day tournaments that many of the girls are not used to. What have you gotten out?
I think these circuits have made us stronger, because we lost our some key players, Nanyonjo and Lekuru, which was a bit hard for us, because she was our captain, club captain. We had many things towards them, but I don't know even what happened really. I'm in, but I don't know what happened. But it made us to wake up that we don't need to look to one person or to 2 person, that if this one is not around, we can't play.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it made us more stronger, and made each and everyone to discover that I'm good, like Sarah Chirabo, because I think she never thought that she was good, as in good, and she was like, I can even run like Emily, and so it gave us a bit to believe in ourselves, and I just think that we had this opportunity for playing 7 circuits and for 2 days, because I think it is the first time for us to do this.
Okay. So Daniel,
Yes.
so I just wanted to know now. Buffaloes currently has 77 points and they sit in the 5th position. Would you consider that as a good outing in the 7th series with 1 circuit to go? It can even maybe improve, or would you think that maybe it's not what you wanted? I want to know that. Then maybe just to bring all the questions at a go. Just to know, what are your aspirations as a person in regards to playing national team? Do you have those aspirations, or is Buffaloes all and Kawa for you?
Thank you for the opportunity. Every player who plays out there on their clubs, they are looking forward to be called up for the national team. I think everyone will be happy if he's called up for the national team. I've only been summoned once, where we were going to travel for Safaricom 7, that was last year, and they had to cancel the tournament. I felt so bad because that was my first opportunity to show. I played the under 20 in 2019, which took place here in Chadondo. So yeah, every player likes to be called on a national team.
And then
Looking
in
forward
regards to Buffaloes and how you guys have performed in the 7s.
Being in the 50th position, that's not our place. We wanted it from the beginning. We had targets of being in the 1 or 2, but it didn't go the way we wanted. But the points we are having right now, we are looking forward to win the last circuit, which will take place at Bugembe, where everyone has played before. Last year, we played the Bugembe 7s. So players, they know the pitch. They know the pitch, and by that time, we are having a 1 week break, which I think it's a plus to us. It helps us to recover very well. I personally, I'm recovering very well, and I think I'll play the last circuit. And other players who are injured, I think our squad will be full on to take on the Bugembe circuit.
Okay, that's great. Emily, so, man, you have this nickname, Ferrari. And, man, we can't just call that to anyone. No one can call Bruno Ferrari, man. Bruno is probably Prius. Bruno is probably Vitz, but we shall discuss that later. Sinotrack.
Those big cars.
How about Edwin with his size? What car would he be?
He will be a Fuso,
So, but anyway, they call you Ferrari. Man, how did you get that fast? Is it something natural? Is it something that you ate when you were younger? Did you do so much exercise? How do you get to be as good as you are? In that there are so many that say you're a cheat code. That, man, when you're playing video games, and then you just want to have that advantage, and they say press X. You're that advantage for the Black Pearls.
First of all, I want to thank Coach Helen. I am what I am today because of her. I think the reason why I'm fast is the strength and conditioning session we go through with Helen. It's not a long training session. It's just short but intense. Yeah. So I think that's where the speed comes in. Normally when you're doing a strength and conditioning, she already tells us in advance, today come well prepared. Come when you know it is going to be a 30 strength and conditioning session, but intense. Come prepared. So every time we are there, we go through that, and I think that's where the speed comes in from.
I know. Coach Helen is one of the more knowledgeable people, but of course, from her personality, she can be a very tough person. How do you deal with her? Because sometimes, actually, I don't think sometimes, most times, if not all, she's no nonsense. How do you handle her to make sure you don't get on her bad side?
what we usually do as a team is do what she wants. When you do what she wants, you're friends. That's all.
Okay, that's great. So I've just remembered one thing. There was this challenge that was supposed to happen a race between you and this guy who now looks like Scott or Watch 2.0, Frank Shidega. What happened to that? Did he fear?
What actually happened?
No, there was supposed to be a rematch.
Oh, yes.
The XZ wanted a rematch.
We are still preparing for the rematch. I think by the end of the sevens.
We shall put in the initiative as the Fat Cats to see that we have that race happen. I don't know if you'll allow now that he has put on a few kilos, looking like Billy Punipola out there. But anyway, I just want to ask you two ladies, looking at each other, that what do you like about her? What do you like about her?
Okay, me first. Okay, on my side, I love the confidence that she has towards when she's running, like looking towards to the line out, like try area. So I feel like I wish I could
run like that.
Yes,
man, join the club.
Even that keeps me moving, and that's why I play both games.
Okay, that's good. Emily?
What I like about her is the strength. When she's going into contact, that pushing. Yeah.
But now, I'm thinking both of you should just share the secret training thing is so that we have, because for us as Uganda, we benefit when you as strong as her and you as fast as her. That would be amazing. But anyway, Katerega.
Yes.
Nze jagala kumanya katecha dondao in Buffaloes. Who is your partner? Who is that person that you, when you're off pitch, this is the person you have plot with? Who's like your best store? I know you as a unit, you can all be friends, but there are those people that you're close to.
It's 2K Aaron.
2K Aaron.
We've come really far from down, tag rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you really enjoy about Chadondo off pitch?
Chadondo is a free zone.
It's
you
a
can
free
do
zone.
anything you want from there, yeah.
Many people are saying that Chadondo is not for everyone. Do you think that is true?
It's not. Chadondo
not true.
is for everyone, yeah.
Okay. Faith, do you particularly get any interesting messages on your social media, people asking you certain things? I don't want to go in detail, but because for what we know here, you have a couple of crashes. So do you have any of those? And if you have, how do you manage them?
Because I have many. Yeah, there are many in boxing. But at times you just need to just respect yourself. Because if you respect yourself, each and everyone will respect you. So
Okay.
me, I just deal with them in my way.
In your way?
Yes.
Tell them, take a cent queen number.
No, I don't do that, because if you say that, he will just keep on like ajakulemerako when you eat someone's money or sasula, so you don't need to
Someone
do
may
that.
just want to be giving you money because you're a good
player. So I don't deal with that. I tell you know what, I have someone. That's it.
Hey, so in there you've just subtly slid it in there that you have someone. Soft launch. Is the person in rugby or not in rugby?
Not in rugby.
What is wrong with rugby people?
Rugby guys are not easy.
They are not easy.
They are not easy.
Katerega lwaki muli bangu bannange? Abaana bano mwabakola ki?
Nze simanyi. Sibirimu.
Tobirimu. Ozanya rugby or just?
Nzanya rugby wange ngende waka.
So you would not advise anyone out there to
To date a
not
rugby
even the
player.
fans, not even people like Bruno.
Yes. Sibangu.
Sibangu.
I know because I've ever dated one.
Okay, to Komao.
Eh,
Emily, do you have any submission on this conversation that we are having?
Yeah, basically I tell them,
Mm.
actually, because with me I'm principled.
Mm.
I tell you, if not, we'll be friends.
You friend zone them immediately.
Because I know what I want.
What do you want? Bruno, someone from production has said Bruno is what you want.
Limba.
Omuntu nga yaba ayina kyayagala. I will support Faith. Rugby guys are not easy. Bazibu.
So you tell your friends not to date any person in rugby
I
South.
wouldn't.
Interesting. Katerega, the polls have come out today for the Bugembe Sevens. I think you guys have seen the polls.
Yeah.
You've seen the one you have? Pirates. It will be a hard one because Pirates are looking up to winning the overall, so they just have to get out of the group stages. What the Tulinamu invitation was Billy. But now you can't trust any invitation. They might give you Toro Crests.
Toro Crest Annex.
And another one. So, how prepared are you? I get you. I reckon you told us about the return of the full squad, of course, without Aaron 2K. But how prepared are you guys to face Pirates and also make it to the finals like Walukuba did?
The only cheat code is to top the group and come out a group as when you've topped, because when you top your group in day one, you're going to have I would say you're going to have a easy quarter final, but we were shocked last time when guys topped in the other group. In the morning, things were the other way around. So the Bugembe circuit, we are looking forward to top the group. We've played Pirates before. We know where their strength is. So Pirates, we can play Pirates any day.
All right. Then Emily, you have Black Pearls, and Nile Rapids, and an Invitational, and now Black Pearls also, just like their brothers at Kings Park, are looking up to winning the overall. Do you think it will be an easy one?
Yeah, because first of all, we have been facing challenges that most of our players have been school, like they are school, yeah, they are students, and like
how many are they? Bushira?
There is Bushira, Achanit, Jennifer. We have a couple
Bahati,
of them. Yes,
yeah.
Bahati, yes. So most of the times they don't train with us. We normally go and pick them maybe on a Friday, and then so it's very difficult for them to cope up with the rest of us. But then since it is a holiday, we started our training sessions yesterday, so the girls are coming and they're training together. So for the chat down, even if the math says that we need to end in the third position, that is not what we want as Black Pearls. As a club, we set our targets and we have to fulfill them. We are coming back strong in the Bugembe.
Interesting. Faith, you have Thunderbirds and an invitational side. Ate watugambe, you guys want, it might be impossible to win overall, but at least Bugembe,
Yes.
you want to lift the trophy.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll make it out?
We shall make it.
Interesting. Then Ichilala, I wanted to ask you, Faith, the last time I watched an Avengers game, I think last season we also had a Pirates game against Mongas to Sambaga, where you guys play. And I was amazed when the men's game, which was the last, ended. I was amazed by the community. Obwana bwali bungi. And they stormed the pitch, and the coaches of Avengers and Mongas were generous enough to give them the balls, and some were passing the ball properly, touch. I mean, like the way we've seen Tag at Chadondo. And now that you also coach the Avengers, do you sort of have a program to recruit young girls into the system, and then they can be enforcers of Avengers in the future?
We have. It's called KTC, Katabi Tag Center.
Oh, interesting.
Yes,
we
we
didn't know
have.
about that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, that's nice. And then I'll now, as we conclude, I'll put you guys to task. I know you'll say your teams, but I'll start with you,
DK9.
DK9 playmaker. So compare prediction. Who do you think will take overall men?
Overall. Pirates.
And then Kyabazinga Sevens men,
Buffaloes.
Kyabazinga women,
Black Pals.
overall women.
Black Pals.
Ategwe Emily kati mwenja babuza sija babuza overall. Kyabazinga Sevens women,
Black Pals.
and then Kyabazinga Sevens men.
Pirates.
Interesting.
Okay.
Faith. Kyabazinga Sevens women.
Walukuba Babali and
No, women.
women you said
first,
men.
yeah. Okay, men you're predicting.
Yes.
Walukuba.
Yes.
Oh,
Walukuba.
interesting. And they are the hosts anyway.
Yeah.
And then women,
Us.
Avengers.
Yes. They're not the overall. The for
Circuit.
the circuit.
Yeah, the circuit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ina sente teka kapapula ku Walukuba Barbarians. But anyway, as we start to wrap up, I just want to get to know a little bit about you guys. Starting with you. Aside from rugby, what do you do? Is there anything that you do that you want to maybe plug and people know that maybe Olimu design, Olimu cheap, but what do you do to have fun? What do you do to make a living besides rugby?
Yeah, to make a living as me, I'm a business lady. Of course, I have to look for money.
Yes.
Ah.
Bruno likes business ladies, but okay.
So I have a grocery. I sell fruits.
That's great.
Then and again I have a small bar.
Well done.
Yeah.
We should go and
We
first push a
should-
button. What's the bubble, man?
Support.
How do you have a band we don't know about?
Where is it, Katavi?
No, Entebbe Road.
Entebbe Road, eh? Okay.
Yes. So that's how my life is.
But you have not told us the name of the bar.
Big spender.
Big Spender. Okay, let us wait when the projects have gone through.
Where on the TV road?
Is it near Nyondo? The former Nyondo, because right now it's not around. Yes.
Okay, that is super dope. Okay, Emily, what do you enjoy doing in your free time? You've told us about your being an accountant, but when in your free time, man, what's the one thing that gives you peace?
I'm always like making new friends. I love spending out like time with friends. Yes, and then besides that, I've also started up my side hustle with a friend.
Okay.
It's a business. Yeah. For example, what I'm putting on is what's like
From your line?
Yes, from my line.
Okay, what is this called and where can we find you?
Actually, we haven't yet like gotten a specific location, but it will come up with time.
Okay, but
Yeah.
how do people, in case they want to check out your stuff and order, where can they find it?
They can always call me.
Call you.
Yes.
Maybe you can give them your business number. They're not responsible for what else they
Inbox
tell
you on
you.
your social media.
Or maybe you can look for Emily Lekuru on her social media, just drop her a DM or just actually tweet and tag her. She'll be able to respond and maybe give you whatever you might need in regards to clothing. Daniel Katerega, Jagala Kumanya, I want to know, if it wasn't rugby, would you be playing any other sport?
Yeah.
What sport?
Swimming.
Swimming. Man, a lot of rugby guys say when if you're not playing rugby, they'll be swimming. I wonder, why swimming?
Because I've grown in Makere. There's a free swimming pool there. So always me in my free times, I go there and I swim. I know how to swim.
So, do you only study or do you do some work besides that?
Besides that, I have my car side hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, like I sell sneakers.
Okay.
Yeah, and rugby boots.
What is the name of the business, or how can we get in touch?
Maybe I can leave out my number.
Okay. Yeah, we'll for all those that want details about Daniel Katerega, we shall also be you can reach out to the Fat Cats. We shall let him know that there is a potential order But yeah, anyway, so the last set of things. What's your favorite food?
Rice, matoke, meat.
Very specific, interesting. Hmm? So, Emily, what is the music you love listening to that puts you in the mood? This production people are becoming very unruly.
Okay. I love listening to international gospel music.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Favorite local and international. No, okay, let me say favorite men's and women's rugby players for you.
Favorite
Mm.
local and
And no, let's just say men and women,
Men and
locally only.
Yeah.
Men and women
in
Uganda.
In Uganda.
Mm.
Men's side,
Hmm.
Sebuliba.
Lawrence, vintage
Yes.
Sebuliba.
Yes.
Okay.
And for the ladies, of course, I have to say me because I play sevens and 15.
You don't have anyone
Any
else?
other
You're
person?
like,
Any other person? I could say Helen Koyokoyo.
okay.
Yeah,
Not
because-
Emily.
No,
Oh, okay.
because at her age, she's still playing, so, and she's strong.
Do you hope to play up to her age? Or will you be having other things you're doing at that time?
I don't know, but I just want to play professional. That's what I want.
Okay. What professional like outside Uganda?
Yes,
Okay. Are there any potential opportunities that you have yet?
promising.
Okay. We shall not jinx them. You'll tell us when they go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything is possible about playing when you're old. You see, even Bruno has come back. He wants to play for Sailors.
Uganda Cup, I'm coming. Uganda Cup.
So, Bruno, any last words before we let our dear guests go?
I mean, we are enjoying more of the sevens. Now looking up to Uganda Cup. Always, these players that play sevens and now want to come to Uganda Cup, they're always on fire. The fitness is up to there. But all eyes on Bugembe sevens. I look up to my favorite teams lifting the overall, and probably the Bugembe Seven circuit itself. It will be beautiful to see, and also I'm eager to see those invitational sides. I enjoyed Toro Crest, so I need to know that. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's the sport we love, and as I always say on the podcast, I urge all fans of different clubs get to know more about the clubs. If there is any subscription or membership, please pay it. It goes all the way. We wouldn't want to see our clubs, players, or anyone suffer because of the financial constraint. So be there for them. It's way more than paying entrance, saying hello to players, and also cheering on. We have to be involved all the way. Thank you.
Yeah, I've definitely had it from Bruno there. But today we did have Daniel Katerega from the Buffaloes. We've had Emily Lekuru from the Black Pearls, and we've had Faith Namugga from the Avengers. Those are teams on social media you can check out. Pick a little bit of interest. Women's rugby is very, very interesting, especially when these two play themselves. You really need to check that out. And in about 13 days or 12 days or so, after this weekend, the final circuit of the Nile Special Sevens will be at the Bugembe grounds in Ginger, or a little bit past Ginger, but it's the Kyabazinga Sevens. So look out for that and check out a lot of rugby. Buffaloes is a young, exciting team. They have a really good, nice-looking kit. You should perhaps get yourself one if you're a collector. But as always, we're here for great conversations. We always tell you guys, engage with us on social media, the Fat Cats Rugby Podcast, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. We're also on Mobile Money, so you can check that out. But thank you for yet again watching this, and enjoy. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening in. Share with us your thoughts from today's episode, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.